Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we're going to learn about 10 persuasion tricks used by the FBI. Now, let's begin. Number 1, the friend routine. Who do you trust more, a friend or a stranger? Trust is built on a foundation of closeness and similarity. In other words, you trust people you like more than people you don't. In the FBI, likability is priority number 1. Agents don't yell or intimidate. They don't lie to and threaten people. Instead, they create bonds. They give people a reason to like and trust them, because that trust gets their foot in the door. When someone trusts you, it affects everything they say and do. It changes their attitude. It opens them up. If you reinforce that trust over and over again, people will start to spill their secrets. In the FBI, agents want to be as likable and trustworthy as possible, so they're intentional with every piece of body language. They manage their social habits and mannerisms, and they use a variety of tricks to increase their likability. One trick, for example, is to give someone a compliment. We've all given and received compliments before, but few people recognize how powerful a well-placed compliment can be. When used effectively, a single compliment can build a bond and a lasting sense of trust. But here's the catch. That compliment has to be genuine. You can't flatter people just to butter them up. If it isn't honest and meaningful, your compliment is going to lose its power. This technique is hardly an advanced secret, but most of the skills on this list aren't. The FBI rarely use complicated strategies to gather information. They rely on simple but subtle techniques that require no professional training. With practice, patience, and a handful of these tricks, you can persuade almost anyone. Number 2, the persuasive package. Persuasion begins with your image. The right image can strengthen any persuasive tactic, from body language to linguistic cues. Just think about this. You walk into a store looking to buy something expensive. A salesperson walks up to you, but they're wearing sweatpants and flip-flops. Their hair is unkempt and they've got stains on their shirt. No matter how knowledgeable this person is, their image undermines their influence. People want the entire persuasive package: extensive knowledge, likable charm, and a strong image. People are much more likely to believe you if you have all three. That's why FBI agents take care of their image. They work out, they dress in suits, they're careful with their gestures and actively refine their language. These changes create a stronger package and more persuasive power. Number 3, authentic connections. Many agents spend time undercover. They change their identities. They pretend to live different lives, but even undercover, agents never stop acting like themselves. Authenticity is a vital element of persuasion. If you want to win someone over, you need to be genuine and vulnerable. You need to connect with them on a deeper emotional level. Otherwise, your bond will never grow and trust will never develop. Now, you may not spend much time undercover, but authenticity is a powerful tool in any situation. To persuade someone else, you have to show them a deeper side of you, because every connection is a two-way street. If you're not honest with them, they won't be honest with you. Number 4, the 30-second rule. In the FBI, no one talks for more than 30 seconds. Why is that? Because people can only digest so much information at the same time. If you talk longer than 30 seconds, details fall through the cracks. The listener just gets confused, and the information you need gets muddled. Just think of it this way. What happens when you ask someone 10 questions at the same time? Some get answered and some don't. But what if you ask just one question? That single question gets their undivided attention, so their answer is much more thorough. So if you want to be more persuasive, be brief and direct. Don't ramble for 10 minutes. Don't disguise your questions with long and complicated language. Instead, use the 30-second rule, get to the point, and then stop. Number 5, confessional paraphrasing. All right, let's say you need to sway someone's opinion. What's the best way to nudge them in a specific direction? Paraphrasing can be your greatest weapon. Agents rarely add new things to the conversation. They don't give information or tell stories of their own. When they want something, they rephrase your ideas in a unique way. Why do they do that? Because paraphrasing encourages the speaker to elaborate. When someone paraphrases their ideas, the speaker feels heard. They know the agent's listening intently. More importantly, they feel like the agent understands them. So no matter who you're talking to, people want to feel understood. When they feel understood, they grow more confident. They begin to trust you and they start to talk. In the FBI, trust and confidence may lead to a confession. In your daily life, trust and confidence gives you the upper hand. Number 6. RANSBERGER pivot. All right, let's say you and your friend are having an argument. Your friend tries to prove their point, but they mess up. They get something wrong. And when that happens, what do? Do you keep quiet or do you jump on the opportunity to win the argument? The latter is far more common. Most people pounce on bad ideas and false figures. You may think you're winning the argument, but the truth is, no one actually wins anything. Your minds are too made up. Your opinions are too concrete. By attacking their mistakes, you're not winning the argument, you're creating emotional conflict. In the FBI, emotional conflict is destructive. If someone feels attacked or insulted, they're going to shut down. They'll just stop talking. That's why agents use the RANSBERGER pivot. Now, the RANSBERGER pivot is a 3-step process that anyone can use. First, listen. Take in what the other person's saying. Don't focus on what's right and what's wrong. Instead, digest their points, understand their feelings, and let them finish speaking before you interrupt. Second, say something positive. When it's your turn to speak, don't focus on their mistakes. Lead with a positive sentiment. Tell them you appreciate their ideas. Say, "I agree with most of what you're saying," or "That's a really good point." These positive sentiments create a peaceful transition into the final and most important step, the pivot. A pivot sounds something like this. "That's a really good point, but I still don't understand why you skipped work." You start with a positive sentiment, then you transition into a specific detail that you didn't understand. You're not fighting them, you're not arguing with them, you're not trying to be right, you're asking for more information. So instead of working against you, the RANSBERGER pivot helps you two work together, not as enemies, but as allies. Number 7. Mindful manners. Manners play a crucial persuasive role even in the FBI. It's strange to imagine an FBI agent saying please or thank you to a criminal. Aren't these agents supposed to be aggressive and intimidating? Unlike the movies, agents don't actually bully the people they interview, even if they are criminals. They want accurate information, so they have to establish a strong rapport with this person. The other person has to feel valued and respected. That's why agents never forget their manners, no matter who they're talking to. Number 8. Slow down. Persuasion takes time. You have to build a connection. You have to win the other person over. You have to get to know them while they get to know you. No one spills their guts the moment you enter the room. Yet people expect persuasion to happen instantly, and when it doesn't, you may get desperate. You may get aggressive, but if you cross that line, you're going to ruin the relationship you built. So, slow down. Take your time, ask questions, and get more information. If you're in a rush, you won't just ruin your rapport, you'll also miss valuable cues and body language. Little details will slip under your radar, all because you were thinking 10 steps ahead. Persuasion is a slow and strategic process. Don't let your impatience ruin your chances. Number 9. Potential answers. You have a question that you need answered, but so do they. How do you navigate this situation without giving away too much information? FBI agents use potential answers to get information without giving anything away. A potential answer looks something like this. "I can answer that question, but first tell me about what you did today." You start by responding to their question, confirm that you're listening, and tell them that you have the answers they're looking for. Next, you turn your answer into a bartering chip. You'll give them what they want, but only if they give you what you want first. Most of the time, this is all the encouragement people need. Even though you didn't answer their question, you're giving the illusion of certainty. They want to know what you know, so they'll trade the information you need. Number 10. Unfinished questions. Many people ask open-ended questions. These questions pave the way for honest and extensive answers. But there's one big problem with open-ended questions. To ask a specific question, you have to make an assumption. For example, you may ask, "Why did you get so angry?" This question could trigger an adverse reaction. Instead of answering your question, the other person may get defensive, which makes the conversation unproductive. So, how do you avoid these destructive assumptions? Instead of open-ended questions, use unfinished questions. You may say, "When your boss yelled at you, you felt..." But stop there. Just let the other person fill in the blank. Let them explain exactly how they were feeling. So, why do these questions work? They invite the other person into your question. You're still asking the same question, but you'll never trigger a defensive response. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.